Hello everyone, today I want to show you a big build I've been working on for fun. It's this big mountain right here, and what I'm planning to do with it, I want to build a big kind of town on top of it, around it, and around the ocean. So I'm gonna show you today what my process has been building this mountain, and I'm gonna show you a few photos from the process, and I'm gonna tell you about all my plans that I have with it. So if you probably remember here in Palatown, it is here in the bottom island that I'm building. There used to be this big hill over here, and I actually demolished this entire hill to make way for this mountain. I wanted to start from a clean slate. And here you can see the completed uh, hill gone. You can see the lake in the distance. This took a long time. Probably the entire mountain build has been 1.5 months of work. This singular demolishing of the hill probably took 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I don't really know, but it took a while. When I was actually destroying that hill, I started to think about what I wanted the mountain to look like, and that's when I decided to make a mock-up, smaller version of that mountain. So I started with the grass fields, of course, and I knew I wanted some waterfalls. And then these are supposed to be the lifts going up the mountain, connecting to this one. And there's an entire path going around. I wanted some fields here in the back to grow some crops and have a farm, probably. I chose on the blocks I wanted to use. This is cave rock and then white rock. This is of course grass from the withered wastelands, and then this is from rocky ridges. I like uh, those kind of color combinations between the rocky ridges grass and the white rock, and then the combinations of the white rock to cave rock to withered wastelands grass. Um, Also, decided I wanted a kind of a lake up here to be the source of the waterfalls. Right now you can see the two waterfalls right here. I eventually decided on making 3 waterfalls, and there's an entire path going around it, with bridges going over the rivers that eventually form. And then this building in here is where the town hall is gonna be. So I wanted to have a big central structure in the center of the mountain here at the bottom, um, where everyone can gather, every single Pokemon. And here you can see my entire storage if you wanted to know how many blocks it took to destroy that mountain. This entire row over here is purely cliff rocks and spotted cliff rocks, and every single chest over here is filled with just those kind of blocks. As you can see, it's 6 chests in total, but this isn't the entire mountain, of course. There was also some cave rock and some grass and what's it called? Ordinary soil. Since then, I've gathered a little bit more resources. Oh yeah, and also sand. Probably in total, the entire cliff, and to bring the entire landscape down to ocean level, it is about 12 chests, 12 big chests. And to give you a little bit of a sneak peek behind the scenes, um, this is the inside of the mountain over here. It looks quite hollow, as you probably suspected, and as you've seen from the previous picture, there's this singular grass block up here. And if you're wondering what this is the height that the hill was at. Yeah, and I completely demolished it all the way down there. It's probably 15 blocks high, um, if not a little bit more, a little bit less. So when I cleared that hill, I of course started building the actual grass fields. And I started with a singular circle and adjusting it a little bit, and eventually just going upwards. I added more curves, more shapes, more interesting features to the grass fields. And if you could see within the middle of that grass circle, you can see some circles of singular blocks. And that circle is where the mountain starts going upwards and where the top of the mountain starts. So that outer circle is where the rock starts to go up, and then on the inside is where the top field is on top of the mountain. And when I finished the grass circles all the way up to that singular ring, I started building the mountain. And this is probably the part which took me the longest time. Uh, this was quite hard to build a mountain this tall and with interesting shapes, not really repeating a kind of pattern all the way up the mountain where it goes 45 degrees up everywhere. I wanted to have different shapes on it, different curves on it. So yeah, this took a long time, but I got it done eventually, and this is where I begun. And then I just went up and around, and here you can see some more pictures. I went around and I started to copy the inner layer of those blocks on top of the mountain so I could have a template of where what the height was going to be at certain points of that mountain. And then I went around, and this is the finished product of how tall the mountain was going to be. This is the rock structure. But as you saw in the mock-up version, the smaller version of the mountain, I wanted to have some variations in the textures of the mountain itself. So I added the white rock instead of the cave rock at the top. And here you can see also the grass top of the mountain. Um, you can also see a little bit of a hint of a circle on top of the mountain. That is a rough outline for the lake which I built, which you can see over here. And as I'm going up the lifts, you can also see a little bit more grass on the side of the mountain, which I added just to frame it a little bit more, just to fit in the grass a little bit more with the mountain itself. And when I get to the top here, you can see a little bit of a change from the previous picture. I added some rivers up at the top, which come from that lake. I added some nature, some rocks, some grass, some weeds, some ferns, some green shoots, all kinds of stuff. And this is the lake. As you can see, I have Cramorant up here. Hi, Cramorant. And also the three Tatsugiri live up here at their little beach, is it, I think? When I start to go over here, you can see one waterfall that goes into a river. Then there's a little bit of a river up here. Two waterfalls going down to the ocean, is it? River? I don't know. And then this third waterfall is right over here. And as you can see, I haven't built this river yet because I want to integrate it with that crop field. I want to spread the water out of it, go into little moats surrounding the crops so they're well hydrated. Um, but yeah, this is the mountain right now. This is what I've done. This is all I've done the last few hours of my life. I have approximately 150 hours in Pokopia right now. I believe I started this around 60 hours, and then I also have some time in the other areas as well, building some more buildings over there, getting some more experience with building. So I'm guessing this took around 100 hours maybe. Well, a little bit less. Let's say like 80, but a lot of time. And now I'm gonna start building. But what do I want to do with it? What kind of buildings do I have planned? Well, some buildings you can already kind of see what I want to do with it. Of course, I want to build a nice bridge going into town here, and then I'm imagining a nice central circular square where people can gather once they enter this town. Of course, you saw in the small mountain version that there was a town hall over there, and I really like that, with some bridges going over this water, going to that section. But the main thing that I have in mind that I want to build is a boulevard over here, overlooking the ocean, with some nice shops, a seaside harbor with maybe a few ships on docked on the harbor. And then over here I said that I wanted some crop fields, and I'm imagining a barn with it to complete a farm. And then also for the lift buildings, I imagining a little cafe under it here where Pokemon can come and eat and rest up, and then when they want to, they can take the lift upstairs to um, the lake and the rivers up there. But also uh, I built this little lookout post up here, so you can overlook the entire boulevard and the center square, and also some of the rivers and the crop fields over there. I want to make something nice over here. Build some nice house shacks over here. More bridges going over the rivers. And that's basically all I have planned right now. I don't know what I want to do with the rest of the land, but if you have any other suggestions, I'm open for them. I don't really know what to do with the other land. I'm probably imagining some housing and some other stuff, but yeah, I don't have anything concrete planned. And those are my big plans for this mountain. I want to thank you for watching, and for now, bye bye.